Okay, this is my first time taking snus. Nothing bad should happen. I feel really lightheaded, but maybe that's gonna help. Thought I was gonna throw up throughout the whole thing. Yeah, I feel really bad. Nothing bad should happen, hopefully. Okay, so what's snus?
It's become somewhat of a social media sensation.
Users have tripled in the last 4 years. Nicotine pouches, aka snus, are suddenly everywhere.
This pouch of snus contains pure nicotine, no tobacco like in the past. It's just one hit that aims to send you straight into heaven. Now, a list of benefits for this include an increased amount of focus and attention, appetite suppression, mood boost, and cognitive enhancements, which refer to improved reaction time and memory speed. All short-term benefits that sound good on paper. So I thought, why not put it to the test and see if nicotine really does live up to the hype. To do this, I'll be doing a 3-day experiment split up into 3 phases. Basically, I'll double my dose of nicotine every day, starting at just 2 to 3 milligrams on day 1, and then doubling it on day 2, before doubling again on day 3 for a strong dose of 12 milligrams, which I'll actually take for 2 days, and I'm scared to try. For the first 2 days, I'll be testing these nicotine pouches out, which are a lot weaker than the Zyn ones I'll test out on the last day. Just one of these is equal to like 5 to 10 cigarettes amounts of nicotine, which is kind of crazy and makes you question, how is this even legal? But it is. There's literally no limit to how much nicotine a pouch can have, meaning this little pouch can have 1, 10, or even 150 milligrams, and it's all legal. Like what? For now, the 2 to 3 milligrams dose I'm taking in one of these should be more than enough, and I'm still really nervous. First time taking nicotine. Okay, this is my first time taking snus. Nothing bad should happen, hopefully. You know what's kind of crazy? It's in there for 30 seconds and I'm already feeling this weird sensation. Might be placebo. I definitely feel tingling underneath the lip, but I kind of felt like a wave come over me. Very small, nothing extreme. Apparently the hit takes around 15 to 30 minutes to hit its peak, and I'm meant to keep this underneath my lip for 15 minutes, which is kind of crazy. Gums might get irritated. I already feel them a little bit irritated. Now all we do is just sit and wait until...
A few moments later.
The shop owner said the hit should be pretty strong when it's your first time.
So you never had, before, never used?
No, never. No nicotine, so apparently helps a little bit with the gym and stuff.
Yeah, the thing actually that is too strong as well, you know, there's some things you'll burn for.
I'm a nicotine virgin when it comes to this, so I don't know what to expect. Either way, I've been looking at the back of these and I've just read this product is not risk-free and contains nicotine, which is highly addictive, which is a little bit unsettling to hear when you're waiting for the product you just took to take effect. I am starting to feel a little bit lightheaded though, so maybe that's an effect of it. Either way, I feel like this is a pretty good time to mention all the side effects, because the good comes with a whole lot of bad when it comes to taking snus or nicotine pouches. Okay, so apart from being highly addictive, it can also increase your blood pressure and heart rate. Great. Disrupt your sleep, cause anxiety and lead to crash cycles, and the scary one, change your brain chemistry, which basically means it's reinforcing habit-forming behavior loops and building up tolerance quickly, which only means you're gonna become more easily addicted to other substances you might take in the future, which is especially true for younger individuals. And even though there is an 18+ sign on these packets usually, it is not enforceable, meaning anyone could buy it. An 8-year-old Timmy from down the road could buy this. And honestly, there is no law stopping him. Whoa, I'm feeling lightheaded. There's no restrictions to taking it. Even I was able to buy this without even having to show any proof of ID. And yes, you might say I look like an unk in his 30s after his second divorce. I still get ID'd for buying energy drinks, which are 16+, so okay, I don't look that old to some people. At the end of the day, the only reason that 18+ is on this is because the UK is an exception. Most countries already have laws in place against this product being sold to under 18s, and just in case, so they don't get a lawsuit, which makes sense. Yo, this, I can definitely feel something happening to my body. It's been roughly 5-10 minutes. It's been over 5 minutes. Whew. Oh my god. And this is just a low dose and I'm already feeling it. Tomorrow I'm going to double it if I don't have any severe effects on myself today. I can't even speak, but I'm worried if it goes any further than this. I might just stick to this dose for the whole 3 days. We'll see. Ooh. Okay, and that is officially been 15 minutes. Hopefully you can see that. Apart from the initial lightheadedness, it has seemed to make my brain and head a lot clearer. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe it's anxiety. I just kind of feel hyper aware of everything. So there's that. I haven't felt nauseous or sick, which is a good thing. I mean, this is the weakest dose you can get, which shouldn't really cause any severe side effects, but it's one hell of a hit. One thing I'm going to test now is my blood pressure and heart rate. Now, I did take a blood pressure reading this morning, right after waking up. Okay, it's time to get my blood pressure measured. Here we have in front of me, I don't know what to call this. And there it is. I've got 125 and 63, which is pretty average. So I have a baseline to go off of, and I want to see what the effect has had on me. Let's calm down, take a few deep breaths, and let's take a reading. And I've got the reading. It says 134/82 with 94 pulse. That is actually a little bit higher than when I started today. Not to mention, I did have food to eat, which lowers blood pressure usually. And my heart rate was a little bit elevated because I didn't get enough sleep in last night. So even given those stats, after taking just 1 pouch of these, it does seem like it's elevated both my blood pressure and my heart rate. I'll be taking measurements every day through the course of this challenge just to see what my baseline is like every day, if nicotine has an effect on that. The only thing left now to do is to hit the gym. I'm gonna walk to the gym and see if it has any effect on my training whatsoever. I can finally take this out as well, which is nice. Ugh. It does not look pretty when it's been in there for 15 minutes. But that's going in the bin. Let's get a workout and check the pump out after having nicotine in the system. So I'm just walking to the gym, a bit windy, don't mind the hair. Around 30-40 minutes into this experiment, and the nicotine persists. My head feels clearer, but it is slightly dwindling down. So I don't expect the 15 to 30 minute gap for when it peaks to actually affect my training too much, but I'm still interested to see how that dose affects it nevertheless. So it's gonna be interesting to see. It's back in chest today. Hopefully I get a sick pump and a good workout. One of the main things I was excited to test was nicotine's effectiveness as a pre-workout. After all, just like caffeine, it is a stimulant, and many athletes, especially footballers, have been using it during games. So can nicotine improve my performance, or at least can it take away some of the fatigue? That's what I was hoping to find out. Starting on the incline bench, I wasn't able to match my PR, but I did get close to it, and my fatigue did seem slightly less than usual. Same thing on bent over rows. I didn't beat my PRs, but I did get close to my PR, and I didn't feel the fatigue as much. Whilst the clear-headedness helped a little with the mind-muscle connection I had, it was a little bit distracting, especially because I was still feeling a little bit lightheaded. As a result of the distraction, I couldn't really push myself as hard as I wanted to, even if I felt slightly less fatigued. Overall, the effect of nicotine was very minor, if any, probably because I had taken it outside of the peak window. This workout wasn't anything special, and the pump wasn't even that impressive, so I didn't even bother recording it. Just finished the workout, heading home. Feel alright. The workout was pretty rough, didn't really get any PRs. Felt weaker than usual, to be fair, so there's that. Not really that impressed, but didn't expect anything. So we'll see tomorrow when the dose doubles. Okay, it's been a few hours now. Nicotine's probably out of my system already. I feel fine. I just got out of the shower and I'm looking for something to eat. Appetite suppression, I'm not feeling it, I'm still hungry. I mean, to be fair, I am on a diet, so that is to be expected. One thing I've noticed, I'm a little bit tired, more tired than I would be usually. So either that's because I didn't sleep too well last night, or because of the nicotine having, you know, that up and then that down. I'm currently heading towards the down. Hopefully it's just a little bit of sleep deprivation. And now, I don't know, I'm really hungry, so just gonna have something to eat. Let's see, what should I have? And that was day 1 of taking nicotine, so the dose seemed pretty fine. I didn't have too severe side effects, apart from the lightheadedness. I did feel a little bit more alert, but I didn't really test it out too much. And in the gym, it really didn't do too much. But yeah, that was pretty much day 1. Tomorrow, day 2, we're doubling the dose. Okay, Let's get some shut-eye. Yeah. Good night. Today is day 2, doubling the dose. Also, I'm planning on taking it just before hitting the gym so that I get the peak of the hit and I get a better result during my workout, hopefully. Now, there isn't really any research to say it is a pretty decent pre-workout, but people do take it as pre-workout. There has to be some benefit. I don't really know, so we'll see today. Yesterday I wasn't too impressed, so today hopefully there's a bigger effect. If I'm being honest, taking it like this did make me a little bit paranoid, as if I was doing something I shouldn't. It's a bit weird putting it under your lip. Can definitely see how this can become a gateway drug to other worse things. If you're willing to do this, what else are you willing to do? Who knows? Either way, one thing I can say for sure is that taking this whilst walking to the gym was a huge mistake. At this dose, I felt even more lightheaded than I did yesterday, and I struggled walking in a straight line. For real, it probably looked like I was some drunkard walking back from the liquor store. Almost at the gym. Feel extremely dizzy. Haven't felt like this yesterday. Walking is just so difficult. Feels like my lower body is twice as heavy as my head. Keeping balance is actually pretty difficult. Just an easy arms, shoulders day. Feel really lightheaded, but maybe that's gonna help. We'll see. Starting off with some biceps. Don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see. We got off to a rough start, but the workout was actually pretty decent after the first 2 exercises. If you ignore the slight dizziness and nausea I got after each set, I felt pretty good and strong on my lifts otherwise. Now the pump was also pretty decent. Unfortunately, the lighting did not do it justice. You can't really see how good it was. But I can say for sure, the 6mg dose definitely did something this workout, and it wasn't all negative. Just finished the workout. Actually felt pretty good towards the end. Start was a bit rough, but it got better, which is nice. Got a pretty decent pump actually. Not too bad today. After the gym, I also did decide to go shopping for some food, and I did find I was not feeling too hungry. After a workout, my appetite isn't the best, but this was something more. I just didn't really want to buy anything to eat, well, apart from some berries for some reason. But still, I didn't really feel hungry, even when surrounded by food. Okay, just got home, made myself some wraps. Now, yesterday I said I wasn't feeling any difference in my appetite, but it turns out I did eat 200 calories less yesterday, which is surprising. And now I'm not really feeling hungry, and I have to eat those wraps because I need to get the protein. So I do feel like my appetite's been affected, which is weird. All right. After struggling through the wraps, I did also decide to make myself some popcorn, although I struggled eating it more than I thought I would. I guess I shouldn't be complaining, as I am on a diet, trying to lose weight. Today, we are moving on to these. So yeah, last night slept well, and the plan is today to take these just like yesterday before hitting the gym. Curious what's gonna happen. Smell nice. Before heading out, I also had some toast and eggs for breakfast, and I found it surprisingly hard to get down. Again, my appetite was definitely much lower than usual. Today was going to be the highest dose, 4 to 6 times higher than on day 1, so what better way than to test it on leg day. I took it just before entering the gym to avoid looking like I came out the pub, and I got straight into warming up with some RDLs. I did find I was a bit thirsty today, and now that I think about it, I have been sweating quite a lot recently. Even on day 1, I think I lost like a kilogram overnight. Either way, apart from the sweatiness, towards the end of the warm up I also felt very nauseous and dizzy, but I was still able to lift some heavy ass weights, so it was going well. Oh yeah, I also decided to wear my Apple Watch today to measure my pulse over the course of the workout, and during the warm-ups it stayed pretty close to 120 and 130 beats per minute, which is pretty high for resting, but nothing too concerning. For my top set I felt a crazy surge in energy, however it didn't feel real. I managed to get a few reps of 200 kilograms pretty easily, however I didn't risk doing more as I felt my back brace poorly. It's weird to explain, but I felt strong and weak at the same time. Plus the lightheadedness was hitting hard at this point, and this time I was also beginning to feel very nauseous. I finished the exercise with somewhat okay form and decided to move on to some squats. I was really interested to see how nicotine would affect me hitting 2 heavy lifts in a row, and at first it did seem like I was stronger with less fatigue, but between sets I just felt awful. I had to take crazy long breaks to make sure I didn't throw up. My heart rate had been slowly rising throughout the workout but keeping steady, and during my sets hitting as high as 170, which it normally doesn't. I also kept sweating like crazy. I just felt so hot, and not in a good way. Strength wise I got decent sets in, so I kept pushing through the pain, until eventually the worst happened. Nearly. Thankfully I did not throw up, but for a solid 10 minutes I was just sitting there in the cubicle waiting. After the 10 minutes though, I did start feeling better and got back to working out. I didn't record much though, just the set of leg curls I did. My heart rate had also calmed down and I stopped sweating as much, but my motivation to work out had just completely dipped. I also did take a physique check at the end. I have been slightly dehydrated, so I did end up looking slightly leaner, but it was nothing special. Today was absolutely insane. Legs hurt like crazy. Thought I was gonna throw up throughout the whole thing. It's usually leg day, but it was like twice as bad today. Got better towards the end, but I didn't even feel like filming too much. I just feel so bad. I was really dehydrated as well. I don't know if that's related. Started off pretty well to be fair, but it got really bad really quickly. After I got back home, I ended up dying in bed. RIP. So time has passed since hitting the gym and just don't want to do anything. Motivation's gone. It feels weird, like at the start, you get this like kind of sense of motivation and desire to do stuff, and then now after the gym, after it's all gone away, I'm lacking motivation. Don't really want to do anything. Just lie down and fall asleep, I guess. At least I'm not feeling nauseous anymore. I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to film anything. It was tough enough at the gym, getting exhausted, and now it's even rougher. And that was pretty much it for day 3. I didn't really know what to do, and I didn't really want to do anything or even eat anything after working out. The combination of snus and leg day had finished me. I was no longer nauseous, but I had 0 energy left. Clear sign I had just crashed. Now, I mentioned this before, but just like with most stimulants, once you've taken nicotine and experienced the high, then the inevitable crash happens and your body tries to get back to baseline. And after 12 milligrams, the crash today was pretty brutal. I'm making a homemade pizza today, so it should taste pretty good. High protein recipe. I don't know how people can take that stuff. It's just too strong. Okay, just quickly had to flex the pizza. 1,000 calories, 100 grams of protein, and tastes better than Domino's. I'm sorry, but you're not gonna find this anywhere apart from my kitchen. If you want the recipe, you better not subscribe. Guten Morgen. On the last day, day 4, I decided to focus more on how nicotine affected me mentally rather than physically. First thing in the morning, I decided to take a reaction speed test. I managed to get 191 milliseconds after a few goes, which was okay. I then proceeded to take 12 milligrams of snus and try again. And within just a few goes, I broke the record and got 170 milliseconds. I probably could have even got less. With that result, I thought I'd test it out in a game, so I booted up some Siege and got to it. Now, I hadn't played this game in a while, so I was a bit rusty, but I did feel very responsive in-game and reacted quickly. A bit too quickly. Whilst my aim was still not up to scratch, I feel like the improvement I would have got from taking snus before a game in both alertness and responsiveness was not a bad result at all. Also just note, unlike the training yesterday, whilst playing this game I was not feeling nauseous or lightheaded much, and I was glad. I just hope this wasn't because my body had adapted to that dose already. Apart from just gaming and responsiveness, I also find it easier to read and understand things. For example, I had this German textbook and it felt much easier trying to learn from it than it usually would. However, I did get bored rather quickly, so I decided to go on a run instead. I hadn't run in ages, but nicotine apparently, just like caffeine, can improve your cardiovascular performance, and I don't do much cardio, so I was interested to see how it would affect it. I also wore my watch to keep track of my heart rate just in case. thought I'd go on a little run and test it out, see if my cardiovascular endurance improves, but all I want to do is just throw up. It's not too bad, but I definitely feel myself tired. It might just be a sign of my poor cardio, but I still do a little bit, definitely get those steps in every day. My stomach is just not feeling too good running. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna finish this run and see what the results are. Okay, I'm back home. Went on a little 2k run, not too much, and the last part of the run was actually pretty decent. Felt more energy than usual. I still don't feel like it was revolutionary. I felt like I could run a little bit further. Could probably do a 5k. Those are the results. I'm gonna have a little rest now and then test my blood pressure and see how much it's changed. Still out of breath. That's not good. Okay, let's see. It's been around 15 minutes. Let's see what my blood pressure and heart rate's looking like. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, surprising result. My blood pressure is normal. My heart rate is a bit high, it's 105, but 125/73. That's pretty decent blood pressure. That's normal, that's average. So even given that dose, my blood pressure wasn't affected too much. Baseline wise, my results were pretty decent as well. Over the course of the past 3-4 days, my blood pressure day to day hasn't risen at all. So no blood pressure abnormalities over the short term for me. Again, it's an individual result, so for everyone it might be slightly different. And with that, that was 4 days of me taking snus. Okay, so how would I rate it? Well, here's the breakdown. As a pre-workout, I'd rate it a 2 out of 5. It does give energy, but it doesn't last and you're constantly battling nausea, which ultimately reduces how well you perform. For productivity, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I can definitely see it as something that can help you clear your head and get focused, reaction time improves, and you become hyper aware. Finally, side effects. 5 out of 5. But in a bad way. In fact, let's make it a score. Way too many for what you get, especially because there is already something that you can take that doesn't have the side effects and is proven to actually work according to science. A white Monster energy drink. Well, not exactly caffeine, but you get the point. And I mean, caffeine is just great. You get all the benefits of a stimulant without any of the side effects that come with things like nicotine, for example. Caffeine is probably the most well-studied supplement out there. In fact, there is a study showing people having coffee daily live longer than people that don't, as long as you're having it at appropriate hours, of course. And so caffeine is great for performance, feeling alert, and living longer. It's a longevity drug, so if you're gonna go for anything, go for caffeine. It's actually crazy how many people are choosing to take snus, especially people with underdeveloped prefrontal cortexes. Sure, it's better than a cigarette or vape where you can inhale toxins, but nicotine itself is just addictive with no benefits apart from a tad of nausea and anxiety. Not to mention, because tolerance builds up quickly, that also means you have to up the dose to get the same effect. And as the dose increases, so does the risk. So snus is not worth it, health risks are extreme, and yet kids can take it. Well, at least there is some good news, because the government does want to pass a law which would add an 18+ limit, alongside limited amount of nicotine in it. But until that bill passes, people are at risk, and no one's going to stop taking it. In fact, according to current statistics, the number of people taking it is just going to keep rising and rising. This is definitely the last time I'm trying this. I'm never using it again. Okay, it's been roughly 7 days since I last took snus, and everything's gone back to normal. Have I become addicted? Well, no, but I can't lie and say I haven't thought about taking it. I mean, it's partly because I've just been editing this video on the subject, but yeah, the thought has come across my mind. I didn't really want to take it, I just thought about it, so maybe that's some dependency there. I feel healthy, no other side effects. My blood pressure and heart rate is back to normal, and honestly, my workouts have gotten even better after I stopped taking it. The only thing I've noticed is that my appetite has come back. Whilst I was taking snus, it was a bit lower, and then after I stopped taking it, my hunger just returned. As an appetite suppressant, nicotine does seem to be pretty strong, but nothing crazy, and definitely nothing I'd recommend. So yeah, that's just a quick update. I hope you did not subscribe or like the video.